Sad about YouTubers. That was actually hello in Italian. I'm starting to learn just a titch of it. Little by little. Hopefully eventually I get to actually know the language. I always have loved the Italian language, so I'm slowly working on learning the Italian language by myself until I can actually get into a class and whatnot. So for those of you who don't know, or for those of you who do, this is day 3 of my vlog. So far so good on that. Today, as far as the events of my day went, I had school again. I have my acting class and my English class. I have yet to go to my psychology class because it's just on Thursdays. And in my acting class, we didn't really do a whole lot. We practiced on warming up as an actor and getting into character and whatnot. For those of you who don't know me personally, which most of you probably don't, I never mentioned that my major is theater, so I'm working on becoming an actor. And part of this class, I have to read a bunch of plays. I have to read 10 plays in the semester, along with 5 articles/books about acting. And currently, I'm planning on reading, I'm not planning on reading, I'm going to read the 4 plays that right now lay before me. The first 3 that I'm going to show you actually only count as one of the 10 plays I have to read, because the first 3 are really, actually there's 4, but the first 4 are really short plays. So just to be fair, I mean, they count as one full play. So those plays include, let's see if I can do this right, Kissing Sweet and The Day for Surprises, and that's by a John Gary, I think. That's actually 2 plays. That's the one that I thought was 1 play, but it's actually 2 plays, which is really sad considering I think that's like the thinnest one I have. But I'm also doing, I don't know if you can see that, The Passions of Amoroso, I think that's how you pronounce that. I actually don't know what that's about, but since I'm learning Italian and it's, you know, it's in Italy, I thought that it might just be a fun little thing for me to read. I'm also reading No One Wants to Know, which it says here-ish that it's a painful comedy, but you know, that usually means kind of a dramatic comedy. Drama is technically what I would consider my best genre. I used to be really good at comedy, but now I just find that I get kind of off focus when I do comedy, but I can portray really intense and extreme emotion really quickly, really well. So that's kind of what I'm sticking with at the moment. And the full play that I'm reading currently is A Life in the Theater. I actually don't know what that one's about either, but you know, I figured that I'm going for a major in theater, so what better play to start off with than A Life in the Theater? Besides that, in my English class, I got my essay that I have to write, my first one I have to write. And what I actually have to write about is I have to take a song, and I have to explain kind of like what social aspect the artist was trying to bring forth in the song. I can also take the aspect of taking the song and showing how it reflects our society currently. Or I can take the third option of taking a song that I'm really not all that fond of and explaining why, you know, there are people out there that really like the song. Kind of, you know, taking a different view on it, which I think would be fun. Let's see, what else did I do today? I went to Burger King and I got that new A1 steakhouse burger thing, and it was a really big hamburger. It was pretty good, but it was really big. And I kind of scared my little kitty. He was kind of mad at me at the moment. It's little kitty. He's my baby. But I kind of scared him to death because I decided that I was going to take my cat with me to, sorry, he doesn't like me, he's mad. But I decided that I would take my cat on a little adventure with me and go in the car with me. They haven't been in the car since they were kittens. I have 2 cats, by the way. but they haven't been in the car since we first got them when they were kittens. But, you know, I didn't know how he'd react to the car. I was just kind of curious. But, you know, I put him in the car, and he was looking around, and he seemed fine. Turned on the car, he was just kind of like, ooh, what was that? And then I started moving, and he meowed a lot. And just being like, take me back now. So I turned around and took him back. So that didn't go too well. He was a big old fluff ball, and I think he's lost more hair tonight than he has all year. And he's a little over a year old. But, you know, I guess you live and learn. I was curious about how they'd react to a car, and now I know. Let's see. After school, I came home and looked up books and whatnot that I still need for other classes. And then I started watching LA Ink, and I'm sure some of you have seen that movie, or that movie show. I always love that show just because I love the culture of tattoos and everything else. And unfortunately for me, well, I guess it's not unfortunate, but it kind of sucked. The 3 episodes I watched tonight were all about like memorial tattoos and stuff like that. And for like I think a year or two now, I really, really, really wanted to get a memorial tattoo for my grandma and my older sister. My older sister died at 4 months before I was even born, and my grandma died, I think, when I was 16 or 17. But my grandma, she had a very strong, and still does have a very, very strong presence in my life. If it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be here today. My sister, like I said, I never knew her, but because she existed and because she died when she did, it definitely affected me. And I don't know, I've just always felt like I've had to be really strong, and I've had to, you know, pursue life to the fullest because she didn't get to. I have to live lives for both of us now, kind of. But I'd really like to get it done on my back, like in the center of my back. And on my grandma's side, I wanted to get violets, because she used to always sing us the song Sweet Violets. Vanilla, because that was her favorite, vanilla flowers, and because that was her favorite scent. And viola flowers, because Viola was her middle name. And on my sister's side, since she never really had the chance to, you know, develop much of a personality that I know of anyway, or pick favorites, I decided to put the October flower on there. I can't remember what the name of it at the moment is, but it actually comes in many different shapes and colors, which, you know, just works out well for that side of the tattoo. I don't know. And just watching all these people go into Cat's ink shop, and the British guy who's also on that show's ink shop, and get all these memorial tattoos of their grandmas or their girlfriends or whatever, really, like, just, I guess it hit my soft spot, because they were doing it to, you know, help them get through it, or help them to grieve with the death. And she died so many years ago, and I still haven't cried, like, a hard cry over her. When Phil Harris died on Deadliest Catch, so into pop culture, but when he died, like, you know, they had the commercial saying, well, join us for Phil's last episode or whatever. And I think that actually made it worse for me, because when I was watching the episode, you know, I knew he was going to die at the end. And just, like, watching how he was getting better and how everybody, like, just got their hopes up, just, it killed me. And, you know, I really want to get that tattoo for my grandma, because I just want her to be with me. And I actually want to include her ashes into at least the part with her. It can be included in my sister's too, but I at least want to include it in her portrait so that she is always with me. When she died, before she died, the last day that I saw her, I didn't really tell her goodbye. I mean, she was leaving to go back to her apartment, and she, you know, my mom called me in from the computer to, you know, tell her goodbye, and I was so full in my little world of The Sims that I was playing at the moment that, you know, I didn't even really to give her a good goodbye. I don't even think I kissed her. And, you know, that's always, like, it hurt me so much, because she was such a big part of my life, and I couldn't even tell her goodbye. I couldn't even spare the time. So, It's just very hard for me. But, yeah, sorry. So yeah, get the tattoo of my grandma. Yeah, right. If I can get myself together. But, I think that's all I have to talk about at the moment, or if I had something else to talk about, now I've totally forgotten about it, because I'm all emotional now. But, tell me about what kind of tattoos you'd like to get. Just put it down there in the little comment section, and tell me what you've thought about getting, or if you have tats, and tell me what they are and what they mean to you. I love hearing stories about tattoos and whatnot. Otherwise, then I just want you all to have a great night. I'm going to try and get through at least a couple of these plays, and then head to bed, because I have to get up early tomorrow to go to my psychology class for the first time, which is human sexuality, which I'm kind of interested in. I mean, I've heard it's a really good class, so that's why I took it. Anyway, have a good night, y'all. Hope you all, I don't know, just have a good night.